Hello everyone, yes, I am back with a new video, and as you have read in the title, this is a old school 90s death metal special video. So this has been a long time coming. I got 2 cassettes last year from a very well-known YouTuber at the time, Ken, of Ken's Death Metal Crypt. Now Ken no longer does YouTube, sadly. He jacked it in because he doesn't really need to do it. He's got his own life. You know, fair play to him. Social media can be really shit and overwhelming to some people, and you know, what starts off really fun can sometimes become awkward, and then it becomes a bit of a pressure thing, and then you kind of get stressed about it. And I totally get that. Like, I've limited my videos now, it's like 1 a month, not intentionally, but it's just because of life gets in the way, and a lot of people can't separate the two, from having to do something to not having to do something. So he doesn't do it anymore, unfortunately, but he left a massive legacy of like death metal nerds everywhere, young and old, that kind of got together and kind of just embraced old school death metal. And Ken would do it brilliantly. He'd promote it in a really loving and genuine way, where you kind of got that he just loves music. And amazingly, I got a care package from him, as well as a few others did, with 2 homemade cassettes. Now I believe there is 10 in a series he made from what he calls riffs from the Crypt, which I fucking love. And I was very fortunate enough to get volumes 3 and 4, and these are handmade by Ken, all done by himself, all dubbed from his personal collection. Now if you ever saw Ken's videos, you'd know his collection was mental. And I know people used to comment saying, oh, he got it all for free, but a man of his age, and with all the knowledge he has of all these old bands, he surely would have collected them over time. So I don't really know why those comments used to happen, but he had a mental collection. And his YouTube channel started out as a cassette like dubbing of old school rare demos and stuff like that, and it was a gold mine for like losers like me who just wanted to seek out music you can't stream, you can't find anywhere apart from YouTube if you know what you're searching for. And yeah, so he sent me this tape and said, you know, you can do a video if you want, you do what you want with them. So I've kind of waited and left it a little while, kind of let it simmer, get all the new stuff out of the way because people love that. But I really want to talk about some old school death metal. Before I do anything though, I have to say a massive shout out to the band Avernus, which is a US death doom band that kindly Eric sent me a little care package with a t-shirt and a few pins that are on a battle jacket back there. And the only reason they did that is purely because I pimped out this album, which I didn't talk to the band prior to this. I bought this because someone recommended it to me and I loved it. So this is their latest album, Avernus, US death doom. They are a 90s band, so it fits the theme of this video, but this is from 2024. And if you like your death doom, this is a fucking must-have. It's fucking superb. Brilliant album, wicked cover, it's heavy as fuck. Go check them out. Brilliant band. So yeah, cheers Eric, you're a fucking diamond. Right, back to the video. So there's a lot to take in. I've edited it all. I'm going to give you little snippets. Going to do it a bit different from a normal video, just me talking. So yeah, first band is a Finnish band called Caricature or something like that. I'll put a screenshot of what I found of said band. So this band formed out of Finland in the 90s and then disbanded in 93. They did get back together in 2019, I believe. I'm not sure if they're still going though. So this is a demo called Between the Fells from 1992. So they started off, as you'll hear in these kind of sound bites I put together, they started off as kind of like a very mid-paced death metal band, and then over time they progressed and kind of became like a doom metal band essentially. And even to this day I think they are essentially just a mid-paced doom band, like the Sabbath style. So I will give you a little snippet of the music and yeah, see what you think. So yeah, what do you think of that? So yeah, so mid-paced, very eerie, could kind of call it doomy death metal in a way. Lots of really eerie reverb leads, and loved all that. Really kind of Finnish style growly death metal vocals, but very primitive. And yeah, fucking loved it. So yeah, go check them out if you haven't. I will leave a link below to the EP for all of these that I've found on YouTube as well, so you can listen to them and embrace them. So yeah, Caricature, sick. So the next band on side A of this first cassette out of volume 3 is a French band called Lamentations. They are this lad's here. So they formed in 92 and released this demo in 93. And it wasn't until 2002 it was released another couple of demos. And then I believe they split up in 2004. So they went years and years without doing anything, kind of reformed and got back together again. So yeah, have a look at this and see what you think. Check this one out. This is Lamentations. As you can tell from that one, yeah, loads muddier. Certainly it sounds like a demo from the early 90s, very muddy in the guitar tone, definitely recorded on a budget. Drums are a bit scattic, bit everywhere. But if you listen to it, it's just really raw and it's honest and it's like proper energetic. It's got those horrible shreddy leads, and then in between each section you've got some kind of acoustic kind of instrumentals and stuff like that. That really gives it that really old school vibe, even though obviously it is old school, it was new school at the time. But yeah, fucking fantastic release. So yeah, France's Lamentations. That was fucking awesome. So the next band is a Portuguese band. So this band was called Needless God, and they only ever put out one release, which is this demo from 94. They then later went on to kind of do different projects over time, and mostly a lot of them were ended up in gothic doom bands like what was it called, Ethereal, and then Before the Rain, if you know them. So very, very different to these previous two bands. This is kind of a bit thrashy and a bit more, again, raw. It's honest. It sounds like they were quite young when they done this as well, which I quite like. Very energetic. Yeah, have a listen and see what you think of this one. So this next band is a Mexican death metal band. So everyone knows Mexican death metal is superb. Over the top pingy snare. It's erratic, it's nasty, almost grindcore-esque in their approach, especially nowadays. But this is from 1989, which is the year I was born. So the band is called Infestation. They were formed something else, and allegedly they're still active. I think it was Dismaed or something like that they were called. The Mystic Sorrow demo from 94 was their third demo before they did a split in 95 with a few other bands, but I haven't got much information on these guys. So give it a listen, and then yeah, let's see what we think of this one. So as you can tell, this one, again, totally different from the other bands, which I fucking love. This one started off with an instrumental, very mid-paced, very atmospheric, and this demo EP, it has a lot of characteristics that I would have associated when I first kind of read on paper what I was going to listen to. Like, this has got three different kind of vocal styles. It's got a clean, kind of a black metal kind of shriek, and then you got your gutturals in there. The guitars sound really, really muddy. Kind of underwhelming a little bit, but then there's so many really good riffs on this. I bet they sounded hard as nails when you saw them live, you know. The recording doesn't really do it justice as in regards to the riffs. You got that pingy snare again. It's erratic, like they all are really, aren't they? But I really, really enjoyed this one, and I think it's because if you spend time with it, you get these really quality riffs that come through out of nowhere, and you get your head banging. And I'll put another one at the end of this one, you can hear it. But yeah, fucking fantastic. So yeah, Infestation out of Mexico. Rounding off side B for the volume 3 of Riffs from the Crypt. This is a band out of Switzerland. This is Corpus Domini. Formed in 92. They sadly split in 2000. This is the present demo from '94 with a comp released in 2017, kind of celebrate the band's legacy. So if you want to get hold of it, it isn't just a rare old school gem you can't get anymore. It is on a comp, so you can actually get hold of this one. Any of the guitarists and the drummer of the members from this demo still play in bands, drummer being the new vocalist for the death thrash band Messiah, if you know them. So, you know, still kind of going in current bands to this day. But yeah, see what you think of this one. So yeah, this one is a lot muddier than I think any of them so far on this one, but it's great, very, very thrashy. The drums are prominent in the mix on this demo as well, so you can hear the guitars, but it just sounds like a load of angry bees almost. You can kind of pick out riffs here and there, but very much heavy on it was pretty much with a mic dangled in front of the live room probably when they recorded it, and it kind of just picked up whatever it picked up on the mic. Vocals are very guttural. You can hear some reverbs layered on there as well. I think that any death metal band does that, especially old school death metal bands, reverb for days on the growls to kind of drag them out. But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed this one, but again, it's a hard listen because it's just so scattic and that. So it's very much a background kind of like, I love it, it's death metal, you know, universal love, but you can't really pick out too much from it, which is quite interesting. Whereas other bands, like even older ones, like, it depends on your budget, where you're recording. So yeah, I don't know what Switzerland's like in the early 90s for recording studios. I imagine there wasn't that many going for metal bands, especially young dudes trying to record death metal. So yeah, let us know what you think of that one. But yeah, let's move on to the next tape. Whoop. We are on to volume 4 now, and I didn't really show you the tape. They're nothing fancy at all apart from what's inside. So the tape are just these, and Ken's just kind of slapped on the band logos on each side, which is sick. But I'll show you the J card because he's done these all himself, you know. I'm not the only one to receive these as well, so you can see, but you know, he's printed that all and put all that effort into getting that just right. I mean, he was very lucky to have like Mark Riddick become a friend of his, and he like helped him do artwork for the channel. That's how well liked he was, you know. He was very, very well respected, Ken. Still is now, he's obviously not dead or anything like that, but like, I just miss his channel, you know, because he was always pumping out great content, and there's still plenty of people that carry the torch. I won't include myself in that, you know. I do this because I like talking about music, but Ken was a proper like old school death metal guy. Like, if you want knowledge, he's the man, you know. He was the man to go to. So yeah, let's crack on with volume 4. So this is a band called Absolution, which bizarrely, I'm going to pause this video and show you something. Right, so this is actually a UK death metal band. So Absolution, based like Warwickshire, Birmingham, formed around 91, and this is their Remittance of Penance demo from 92, which was their debut. Now, when I got this, I kind of thought that name really rings a bell, and then I twigged why. So now I have actually this EP in my collection, but I have it in a modern format. So this was actually something I bought because I've actually gigged with these guys. I've actually supported this band with my band Consecration back in, I think, 2014 in Birmingham when they reformed. And I believe these two here, vocalist and the guitarist, are the only original members from those days. So yeah, we played with them at Scruffy Murphy's, which I think most people would know is a famous venue for napalm death, all that kind of thing. Isn't as good as it was in those days. Like, when you go there now, it's pretty crap, to be fair. But you know, I've played Scruffy Murphy's a number of times, but it's nothing to brag about. But they, yeah, they are still a current band. I believe they are still gigging. They are on social media and all that jazz. So Absolution, yeah, give these guys a whirl and see what you think of this, because it's fucking awesome. As you can tell, that was probably recorded properly in a studio with mics and everything set up the right way with the amps, stuff like that. You can hear everything, the guitars, clear, vocals clear, drums clear, everything is spot on. But yeah, I didn't realise, I mean obviously this is only a CDR, nothing really fancy, I think only just these to make some money at gigs. But yeah, 2014 is when I gigged with these guys, and it was really cool. They have actually put an album out since then in 2018, something like that, with some new music. But again, there's only 2 original members left in the band now. They are pretty much a new band. But yeah, go give them a razz, go support them. Yeah, really cool. Absolution. Right, next one on this comp is a band out of Poland called the Blesseds, which I don't think is a great name, but you get the idea. So this was a band that formed in '89, so they're 36 years old now. And this is their Shades of Black demo from '93, which was their second release. Debut The Fate came out in '91, apparently in my notes. So yeah, give it a go, see what you think, but some Polish death metal. As you can tell with that one, this is very, very doomy. So to me, this was borderline doom metal. It has obviously the death metal elements in there with the guttural vocals and the drumming with the double kick and stuff like that. But you could really, really say this is very early doom death, you know, in its purest form. Like it's very, very mid-tempo, if not less than that. And on this particular track you heard, it is very much Celtic frost worship almost, with its approach. It's very simplistic riffs, but there is harmony and melody in there with how the riffs are played, but the drums don't really deviate too much, and vocals are very guttural but also kept to a minimum. You know, it's very much atmosphere, it's monotone-esque, you know, it's very dreary, kind of fits with the image of the band as well, I guess. So yeah, the Blesseds, there was an interesting one from Poland, so yeah, fuck yeah. So we are on side B now of the Volume 4 Riffs from the Crypt. Now this band is a Greek band. Now I love my Greek death metal, more in the vein of the kind of bands that aren't really what they used to be, like Septic Flesh, Rotting Christ, and quite a few epic doom bands I like out of Greece as well. But this one is a band called Dismayed. I'll try and get the logo there. Formed in '92. And this is Messages from a Place of the Dead demo, which came out in '95, which was their third demo, with 2 coming out in '92 and '93 prior to that. Were known as the Moribund, yeah, they were known as Moribund prior to that in '92, before changing to Dismayed. The 2 Georges in the band later went on to Desecration, who I think formed in 2010, and they're still going now, so you can check them out if you want to kind of keep in touch with this band. But hear what you think of this and let me know. So right off the bat, you can definitely tell this is a Greek death metal band. It's got all the characteristics. It's got the keys that kind of sit underneath the riffs. It's very epic. It's got loads of kind of flange and chorus effects on the guitars for the leads and stuff like that. The cover work looked fantastic on that EP. That was probably one that stood out the most to me out of all these, is the artwork with that kind of face of the tongue. And yeah, it's just really, really good. And you listen to it all the way through, it kind of progresses, it gets heavier, bits melodic, it's got the kind of doomy elements in there with the melody, but you got that raw aggressiveness, you got some kind of choking kind of guitar riffs with like kind of like hammer-ons and the stabs and the drums and shit like that. I love all that kind of stuff in death metal. And yeah, a really, really good listen. I really enjoyed this one. One I'd probably want to have in my collection if I could ever find it, because it's that, you know, just got that grit to it that I really like. So yeah, Dismayed out of Greece, fucking awesome. And to the last one to round off this video, this is a Australian death metal band. Now again, I don't know many early 90s Australian death metal bands at all. I mean, I know Australian death metal, and I know obviously it's massive now, and there's so many good bands, and even your doom, your death, your black metal, there's shitloads that comes out of that country. It's awesome. But this one was a band that formed called Cohort in 1990. They split in 2001, so they went on for a little while. This is the Near Death Experience demo from '94, which was their debut, and then an EP I think was released that same year from the band. There was a full-length recorded in '96, and they did try to reform in 2005 to put out a new album in 2006 before they split up again. So there is a fair bit of music you can get from these lads. So yeah, check it out and let me know what you think. Yeah, with Cohort, it's a bit of a more of a kind of thrashy kind of approach to me. It reminded me a lot of bands like Sadus and that kind of early proto thrash death metal sound. You know, it was all right, but it wasn't really my jam. You know, it wasn't brutal enough for me, if that makes any sense to anyone. It's got that kind of, it had a more of an honest approach to it. You know, it wasn't as intense as some of the ones you've already heard on this video. So yeah, that'll probably end it for me. So let me know what you thought of this kind of video, because I thought this was a really fun thing to do, because it's totally different to what I normally ever do, and it's been ages since I've actually done anything a little bit different. So a massive shout out to the Don of Death Metal, Ken, for making these for people to enjoy. You know, I feel really, really privileged that a Muppet like me could get to enjoy this kind of, you know, exclusiveness, I guess you could say, because not many people have these. And the ones that do have these, they're totally different to these ones, which just makes it even more fun. You know, I think there's 10 volumes. And I know 3 of us lads here in the UK have them, so very, very grateful. Wouldn't it be amazing to have all 10 just kind of sit there in like a little box? But I don't know how that would happen, but we could see, couldn't we? But yeah, fuck yeah, Ken, you're a fucking legend. If you ever see this video, to anyone watching this, please go and check out all the links below to all the videos. And if you're a die-hard old school death metal head, let me know in the comments if you have any of these releases in your own collections. And yeah, until the next video, please like it. Sub to the channel if you haven't, if you want to. You know, I'm not going to say you have to, but it would be really good if you did. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.